After years of following, I finally concluded reading My Hero Academia, and I feel the need to share my reflections on this remarkable work. Many criticized the series ending, but I believe these criticisms, although partially valid, may have lost sight of the true core of the story. Let's explore why My Hero Academia's conclusion is, in reality, a coherent and exciting ending, aligned with the essence of the series from its beginning. When analyzing any work, it's fundamental to consider its essence, the central message it seeks to convey to the audience. We must ask ourselves, what is the work's argument? What is its justification for existing? The answers to these questions can vary significantly, depending on the approach chosen by the author and the reader's interpretation. In the case of My Hero Academia, just like other iconic works such as Naruto, the main focus has always been on the essence, the heart, and the message. These stories walk side by side in this aspect, and in my opinion, they reached similar conclusions in terms of emotional and thematic impact. I'm not stating that those who didn't appreciate the ending are completely wrong, but perhaps they haven't fully considered what has always been the series' strong point. A striking characteristic of My Hero Academia is its ability to be simultaneously optimistic and realistic. The work presents us with a reality check about how the world works, but always offers a glimmer of hope that things can change for the better. This delicate balance between realism and optimism is evident from the beginning of the story, when we are introduced to Deku's seemingly hopeless world, a boy who dreams of becoming a hero, even without possessing powers in a world where they are the norm. It's undeniable that My Hero Academia has a giant heart, a quality that permeates the entire narrative. However, it's necessary to recognize that the series faced challenges in maintaining its structural form over time. The first half of the story presented a praiseworthy structure, with a fascinating approach to power structures, character individualities, and combat dynamics. In this initial phase, I even believed that My Hero Academia had the potential to match masterpieces like One Piece among modern shonen manga. A clear example of this initial excellence is the Cultural Festival arc. This arc not only brilliantly developed the characters, especially Eri and Gentle Criminal, but also perfectly balanced exciting action moments with deep reflections on the nature of heroism and the impact that small acts of kindness can have. However, after this point, the plot structure began to become more questionable. The problems that arose seemed to be more structural in nature than related to the content itself. It's important to consider the context in which My Hero Academia was produced. The Shonen Jump magazine was going through a delicate moment, with several popular works ending simultaneously. This scenario certainly affected the company's editorial structures and decisions made regarding ongoing series. The second part of the work, especially the extensive war arc, suffers from a sometimes confusing and irregular structure. For readers who followed weekly, it must have been a frequently frustrating experience. The feeling that some moments were stretched beyond necessity, while others were rushed or shortened, suggests possible editorial interferences, probably motivated by the need to maintain the series' prominence in the highly competitive magazine. Moreover, the frequent change of editors, more than 4 in the final stretch of the series, may have significantly contributed to these structural inconsistencies. These editorial changes may explain part of the dislike and ill will generated in the audience, feelings that may be more related to the execution and structure of the narrative than to the content and ideas themselves. Despite these structural weaknesses, My Hero Academia, like Naruto and other iconic works of the genre, manages to deeply touch readers' hearts. If the reader allows themselves to connect with the work's central message, it's possible to appreciate much more of what it offers. After all, we are not dealing with a work primarily focused on an impeccable structure of fights or a perfect linear narrative, but rather a story rich in essence and heart. The central discussion about what it means to be a hero seems to have been forgotten by many readers, perhaps due to the more complicated arcs that caused some displeasure or fatigue. However, this discussion is fundamental to understanding and appreciating the series' ending. My Hero Academia has always invited us to question and reflect on the nature of heroism, and the series' ending is the apex of this reflection. A notable example of character development is the evolution of the relationship between Deku and Bakugo. Throughout the narrative, we see a gradual and realistic transformation of an initially toxic bully-victim dynamic into a respectful rivalry and, finally, a genuine partnership based on mutual respect and understanding. This evolution mirrors the personal growth of both characters and serves as a microcosm for the series' greater lessons about overcoming, understanding, and the importance of cooperation, even among people with drastically different personalities and approaches. Another noteworthy aspect is how the series addresses complex themes such as the nature of good and evil, avoiding excessive simplifications. Through characters like Endeavor and Twice, My Hero Academia shows us that the line between hero and villain is not always clear or immutable. Endeavor, initially presented as a problematic and abusive hero, receives a carefully crafted redemption arc that explores the nuances of guilt, regret, and the arduous pursuit of forgiveness and personal growth. The epilogue of My Hero Academia is, in my opinion, a brilliant piece of narrative. Many comments on the internet exaggerated certain aspects, such as the idea of a Deku without a girlfriend, but these interpretations ignore much of the careful development of the work and characters throughout its trajectory. In the story's conclusion, Deku doesn't become the greatest hero of all, in the traditional and mediatic sense. There are no grandiose statues or comics celebrating his individual feats. And that's precisely the point. For My Hero Academia's central message, it doesn't matter who is ranked number one. What truly matters is being an authentic hero, how one saves the world and people, even if these actions are not recognized or remembered by society in general. The final fight is a powerful representation of this idea. We see Deku, that boy who initially had no powers but overflowed with determination, fighting against the personification of evil who possessed all possible powers. This battle is not just physical, but also ideological. All Might's weakness, we realize, was precisely carrying alone the burden of being the symbol of peace. The series shows us that true and lasting peace cannot be achieved or maintained individually. It needs to be a collective effort shared by the entire society. A crucial and emotional moment occurs when Deku meets a little boy who is physically weak but full of dreams and determination, very much like himself at the beginning of the series. This boy doesn't just have All Might's statue as inspiration, but also aspires to be like the heroes who changed the world, including Deku himself, even though he doesn't initially realize the impact he had. In this moment of epiphany, Deku understands that he has become a reference and inspiration for others, making his insecurities and doubts disappear. He finally understands that he didn't need to become the most famous hero or have a statue with a heroic pose to make a difference. True heroism, as My Hero Academia has always taught us, is not in fame, public recognition, or popularity rankings. My Hero Academia also stands out for its ability to interweave relevant social commentary with its superhero narrative. The series addresses themes such as social inequality, the dangers of celebrity worship, the pressure of public expectation, and the impact of flawed social systems. Through the society of heroes and villains, Horikoshi manages to create a mirror of our own reality, inviting readers to reflect on important issues in our current society. A powerful example of this is the critique of the hero system through the character Stain, the hero killer. Stain revolted against false heroes who sought personal glory instead of true heroism, exposing the flaws of a system that valued fame and status more than genuine altruism. This narrative forces the reader to question not only the fictional world of the series, but also the structures of power and celebrity in our own society. My Hero Academia, at its deepest essence, has always been an exploration of the true meaning of heroism. The series' ending reaffirms this message in a powerful and exciting way, closing the narrative cycle satisfactorily. Although the work's structure faced considerable challenges, especially in its second half, the central message remained intact and was delivered with impact. The series constantly reminds us that true heroism is not in the spotlight or headlines, but in the small acts of courage, kindness, and determination that can change the world, one person at a time. It's a message that resonates deeply and makes this ending, despite its structural imperfections, a worthy and exciting conclusion to such an inspiring journey. My Hero Academia, ultimately, is a testament to the power of perseverance, friendship, and unwavering belief in the potential to make a difference, no matter how small or insignificant someone may initially feel. It teaches us that everyone has the potential to be heroes in their own lives and communities, and that true power comes not from superhuman abilities, but from strength of character and the will to do good. Although My Hero Academia may have faced challenges in its execution, especially in its final arcs, its central message and emotional impact remain powerful and resonant. It's a work that, despite its flaws, managed to touch the hearts of millions of readers worldwide, inspiring them to believe in themselves and in the power of everyday heroism. And in this, we can confidently say, My Hero Academia achieved a truly heroic success.